a repair on texture, and then you painted it, and it just didn't look right. Because you didn't spray the texture on at the right angle, at the angle at which the texture was sprayed in the beginning. Hey, don't be too hard on yourself if your texture repair doesn't match perfectly. I'm going to show you how to blend it in if your first attempt should fail. With the cameraman, please try to show the viewer our patch. So I can't see it from this end. Oh, I can see it now. Here's the repair. Am I right? Okay, here's the repair. Okay, so what we have here, the texture matches. No doubt about it, the texture matches. But what doesn't match is the angle at which the texture was sprayed. And so we're getting flashing. If you ever paint texture up a staircase, you'll see the problem magnified in that regard. Because on a staircase, people who are spraying texture are coming down, they're taking their eye off the wall, coming down another step, spraying the texture, and then you have this differential, and it will manifest itself primarily when you paint it. Here's what I mean. If you spray a texture directly at the wall, universally, it'll all look the same. But if you're doing this, there's the difference. You see, the texture is thrown onto the wall this way, then that way, and maybe this way. It causes the little lumps in the texture. It's like having a half an apple this way, a half an apple this. Do you understand what I mean? And it makes the layout all different. Now, if you did it like this throughout the whole wall, it would all match. I think you get the understanding. When this fails, there's one last thing you can do before you retexture the entire wall. I'm going to show you. First, sand the area. We're now going to make all of the angles of the texture universal by shaving them down just a hair. I'm going to pole sand it. I'm going to be a little aggressive. And I'm going to try to shave off just a little of the edge of all of the texture. Now, we'll dust off the wall and then we'll repaint it. You notice how I pay particular attention to this area right here. If there's anywhere where it has to be all the same, it's right down here. After all, your eyes cannot take in the entire wall at the same time. It looks at a wall in sections, up there, here, and down here. And that's why painters pay particular attention to how a homeowner or how a person will look at a wall, and that's how he concentrates on his repair. So you'll never notice, let's face it, if you don't redo the whole wall, you have a difference. But to make it look right, you want to change the angles of the new texture that you put on by making all of the angles the same, by shaving them down just a hair. Let's see how it looks when I paint it. Another thing right before painting the entire wall is that I just give the repair area one more coat. And then of course, with my trusty fan, I dry it completely before I then paint the entire wall one last time. We wanted to make it look perfectly universal, as best we can. Otherwise, when you're touching up texture, there may come a point where you've done your best and you may want to retexture the entire wall. But when you do texture repair, you get an idea of how thick you have to go, how slow you have to move with your applicator. And you can pretty much get it if you follow the steps that I present to you in this video. Okay, we're looking pretty good. I'm going to show you where the repair was. Now keep your eye on that area as I move backwards. That dark spot is the paint just drying up. But I'll tell you what, our texture is matched. The only thing we were looking to do by repainting the wall and sanding it down is to prevent the angular flashing that we were getting. Remember, these little pieces of texture are blown onto the wall either directly or from an angle like that, and you can see different parts of that texture if you simply put the camera a different way. Therefore, if you blow the texture on from different angles, you're sure to get a different look if you do it one way here and another way over here. Let me show you what I mean. Let's take a look at the inconsistencies of the texture. That's a pretty big piece right there. That's very little. But if these pieces are big, evenly proportioned throughout the wall, you don't notice them, right? And so the angle issue becomes of utmost importance when you're repairing or patching a textured piece of wall. Even if you get the size of the texture proper, if you're still having an issue, it's usually the issue that this video was created to contend, and that is the angle at which you blow the texture. And you may not be aware of it. You go out, you get all the right tools, and then you apply the texture thinking, it doesn't really matter if I go this way or this way, you know, I'll just shake the can and do this. Well, the end result may be what's called angular flashing. Let's see how I do now that the wall looks completely dry. Let's paint this thing. So now you can see, after the wall has been painted after the repair, it's perfect. Remember, we had an issue with angular flashing. And remember what that is. It's when you're patching texture, the angle at which you apply the texture is a little different than the angle at which the surrounding area of the repair is. The result is something called flashing. All it means is, look here, it's not the same. And it's due to an angular differential. And so, angular flashing. So here's the wall, just pan the wall. I want them to see the texture in general, so that when they look at the repair, they understand the inconsistencies of the entire wall. Let's go up and down, exactly. We have some big texture, some little texture. Now, I want to show you the repair area. This is the repair. But to be fair to the viewers at home, they can't see any differential when they look at it up close. So I want you to now take the camera to the threshold of the hallway, which is where we saw the angular problem. If you just back up and then show them the issue, you got that thing right behind you, just be careful. And then I want the folks to look here. And you can move your camera to your left, please. Move your camera over your body as well. This way they can see it at a different angle. You're looking at this from about a 20-degree angle. And just coming closer to a 10-degree angle. Real close. Okay, can you zoom in now? I want them to believe what I'm saying. That you don't have to retexture the wall if after your first attempt your texture doesn't match. If you're not good with texture, apply your texture, wait till it dries, wait overnight, wait till it gets hard, and then sand it. And so there you have it. Now you can show them the whole wall. And they can feel comfortable that if they have to make a repair on texture, the pole sander is their friend. Thanks for watching our videos. Please subscribe to our channel. And thanks for joining me. Please click on like. I'll see you on the next one.